So that will be that. However, if you are maybe say lagging behind, you can always see the recording and you can proceed with things. So that we are all in the same page, on the same page. So basically we have to understand why we are using it, and then maybe we can take it forward. So why we are using this reference management. So I'll tell you why and how it makes our lives easier as a researcher. So I'm sure the attendees, one and two of you, I'm sure some of you might be using reference management tools already, and if you are doing that, that is a great thing that you're doing. If not, then yeah, mainly if you're using, that's fine, perfectly fine. I'll be talking today about Zotero. So why I would never say that why you're using Mendeley or why you're using EndNote. You can use anything in which you are comfortable in. That's perfectly fine. And for Zotero, I would just like to give its benefits in terms of that. First, it's an open source already. It's not going to be charged. Second thing is that may or may not be you are connected to internet. Even if you're not connected to the internet and you already have your file saved, you can still work on Zotero. Alright. However, in cases of say Mendeley or EndNote or any other, you need to have your internet up and running. Also, your Mendeley database up and running. So this can be one of the advantages. The second advantage of Zotero is that it's us who are actually into that. So if you find any loopholes or any issues with that, so you can always write on their open platform, and you can get if something is troubling you, maybe you can ask questions on their open chats, and that can be answered. So that is that. Also, it's very in a way it's robust and dynamic, and it makes changes which are very much required in the contemporary research domain. So this is that. The second advantage of it is that you can easily connect it with the resources that are online. You don't have to do anything manually until unless it is it's not getting connected properly. So in that sense, maybe in some of the cases you have to do it manually, and manually also if you want to do it, you can easily do it. There's no issue as such regarding that. So what is reference management basically? So we when we submit our articles to journals, different journals, maybe first we start with a journal which follows APA citation style, American Psychological Association style, and then maybe it gets rejected over there, and then you start submitting. You think about submitting in another journal, maybe Emerald Publishers journal. So once you do that, go out there, you will see you would require Emerald Harvard style. Okay, so immediately you need to make changes to the entire citation and reference. And I'm pretty sure that if you are doing it manually, you know how troublesome it could be for all of us to make changes manually, because there can be differences in the way you write volume, number, commas, brackets, periods, and italics, use of italics, and so many other things, inverted commas, all other things can make really a life difficult. So it makes a life easy in the sense that if you have to change styles, it can be done easy. Second, you don't have to write all the information in the references by thinking about where to put the comma, where to put the full stops and periods and so on and so forth. You don't have to do that. The third advantage I would say is that you can always keep your notes handy. You can prepare your notes, you can read your periods there and then. You can have collections. I would say for each research project that you are working on, you can have different collections. So that way it really makes our life easy. Now let me take you through. So this was about why you have to use it. What they basically do is they aid you in different styles of citation referencing. Also, it can help you in making notes for yourself, for your projects, one more thing, if you remember, if you understand here that there is an issue definitely about plagiarism coming in and other things. So if you are really making notes in a way which is mandated, and if you are using paraphrasing, then issues like plagiarism and other things would not come in. Alright, so that's that. So let me now take you through my screen. I'll share it. Alright, so first thing first, you can even make a note for it. What you have to do, so you just have to go to zotero.org, and here you can see your personal research assistant. What it does, it's a free, easy to use tool to help you collect, organize, annotate, cite, and share research. Alright, and it is available for Mac, Windows, Linux, and iOS. Okay, and if you want to, if you are not so much intimidated by Zotero, this has many functions actually. So it can be problematic that way to understand so many things in one go. But if you want to try an easier version, maybe then try Zotero Pip. It's an easier version of Zotero. That can also be understood. So this is their web page. Okay. So as they say, you can collect the information with a click, and what it's talking about here is the Zotero connector, which is available for Google Chrome as well as for Firefox. I think some others also it has its extensions. Okay, it helps you in organizing your research collections well. Okay, the third thing is you can cite it in different styles, as many styles as you want. As you can see, it provides somewhere around 10,000 citation styles, and if you find somewhere that some citation style is missing, you can always write to the developers, and they would be happy to help you in adding that citation style to their library, so that you can always work on that. Also, the fourth thing is which many people will ask me, and therefore I'll talk about this the very first rule. You can have an account on Zotero, okay, and that account is on the cloud. So you create an account. So anything that you are, any collection that you are adding is there and is synced. So even if you change your laptop or you change your desktop, you can always seamlessly update it to a different laptop. It can be easily done. So you have to click on sync, and then it will be synced with your online account. Okay, collaboratory, again, very important part of it here is that you can create groups in Zotero if you're working with different researchers and they are working on one particular file. Then you can collaborate your work with them. However, there is one thing which is there, which needs to be understood, that they provide you with 300 MB of data, and after that you have to pay. So my suggestion is, once the work is done with your group, one group, if you're working with them, you can just share the entire file to export. You can export it, and you can send the entire file to them. They don't have to again go through the pain of collecting and syncing the information. So you can just send it across to them, so that they can use it in their own file system. So once you are done collaborating, you can delete that, and then maybe you can use for others. So generally it's free, but say for example you're working in groups and you need more data, then in that case, it requires you to pay something. And it's easy, and why it's an open source. As we all understand, open source is developed by people out there, like you and me, and those who have expertise in that, and you can always contact them directly. About the security part of it, it says, Zotero does say that, we do not collect your information, and we don't really need your information, your private information. Nor we have any financial interest, so that way you are always in control of your own data. And as far as I can understand, if you are, if you're just having your reference list, not making too many notes, I think that will not create any kind of an issue or hassle here. So that is the reason why you should have this. So once you're ready to use, you can just download it. Once you download and install this package, you have to just click on download. Once you click on download, yeah, you get this window wherein what you have to do is, yes, you have to get Zotero 6. Now the updated version is Zotero 6, wherein you with annotations, so you can easily work around your files in Zotero 6. So that is there. Zotero connector also you have to download. It will install Chrome connector here. So as you can see, this is the connector which is on the top right of Zotero, as you can see. Save to Zotero web page with snapshot, and it has access to this site. So this is the connector. This is the extension which you have to download from here, and it will be ready. So this is the Zotero connector for Chrome. Alright. And then you have the plugins. So install one of the many third-party plugins. So what plugins generally mean here is that you can connect your MS Word, so your Office can be connected with Zotero easily, and it features as one of the tabs on your MS Word. Okay, so you can easily have that. So these three things are important. So once you're using it, you just download it. Once you see, just download it. You get this setup. Once the setup is there, you can just click on this and it will start installation. Alright. Once it's installed, you can create your own account on Zotero. Okay. And also maybe you can do one more thing. Zotero connector, you have to do it because it makes the life again easier. So you have to download. You can also see, Zotero connector for other browsers. So you have for Edge, Microsoft Edge, for Safari, and for Firefox. And they are not providing for others. So yeah, so this is it. And for plugins, you can see what are the different plugins which are available. So there are a lot many, but say Google Scholar citations for Zotero, so you can have this as well. But I generally don't use it because it can be easily extracted from this bar, so it can be easily done this plugin. You don't need that. So there are a lot of things, and you will always see that these lot of things continue to increase. So somebody who's using LaTeX or text editors can also use it for their own work. Today what I'm going to talk about more is on MS Word. Alright. So anybody who wants to work on this can always see that these are the developer tools that they will have and different citations. Right? So that's that. So I've taken pretty half an hour for explaining you how it works. I've not started how it works. I'm just talking about what are the things which are available for you. Okay. Now I move quickly. So if these three things are there with you, so number one, Windows Zotero connector, and for the Word English plugin is available, then I'll just take you through. So once you have installed it, it will somewhere come around in your desktop if you have kept that option open. So this is the Zotero bar. If I click on this, I go to this. So this is the interface of Zotero. Alright, this is the interface. Now, if you look into this carefully, there are a lot of things, and we have to understand it. And then I'll show you. Once you set this up, it takes somewhere around an hour, not even an hour, maybe a half an hour. If you're doing it currently, then you can also download it and get it working. It doesn't take much time. So once you are done with this, what you have to do is, I'll just tell you what are the different keys, how you can use it for your work. So we start with file. So you can create new items. So new items, you can create it manually. So first thing, you can connect it with things which are originally available, or you can create items manually. So what are the things that we generally require for any manual script which they are published in paper article and starts from your artwork, audio recording, and anything you name it is there. Even video recording, TV broadcast, thesis, everything. So you can just click on one of it and it can work. All right. Now, new note, if you want to create notes for yourself, people say what and how do we collect information, where do we put it? Because whenever I talk about evidences in academic writing, I do mention there that you need to have evidences while you are writing, because otherwise it will be a part, it will be just like a work which does not have any attributions, and that may lead to say maybe more plagiarism and other things. So you have to have notes while you're working. So you can create notes here. I'll show you how. Now third is new collection. So new collection is like a new project that you have initiated. So these are the different things. So once I say new collection, in new collection you can have a new project, and under that new collection you can have different sort of items. Alright. Also you can import. You can import it. I'll show you while I work on this. I can show you that you can import it from different places. Like if you're working on EndNote or Mendeley, you can do that. Say for example you have copied some BibTeX information on your clipboard, you can also import it from there. And then the last part of this is exporting the whole library, the entire library that you have created for yourself. The entire thing can be exported to some external, you can mail it to somebody if you want. So these are the important information. In edit bar, if you look into, this is mostly about finding an advanced search option. But I also talk about the preferences here. So I'll click on preferences. A different bar comes in. So here you see this part is very important, I'll tell you. Now we are on site, but I'll start with general. Okay. So generally these are the defaults, like automatically take snapshots when creating items from web pages. So whenever you are creating some item from your collection, you can always have. So these are all by default, automatically retrieve metadata for PDFs. So if there is a PDF which is available online, you will see that they will retrieve metadata from that. What is metadata? Metadata is, say, number one, the title of the article. Number two is the author's name. Third is maybe the abstract. Fourth, maybe the keywords. Fifth, maybe the volume number, and the number, and then the page numbers. For books, it can be the publisher, place of publication. All these are part of your metadata. So it can, Zotero is powerful, I would tell you, because it can retrieve information from the PDFs as well. Alright. So all these things are there in the general, and I would ask you to keep it at default. It works that way. Now going to the sync. Now you see, I have an account there. You can also create your own account. If you just say for example, so I just log out from here, and you see there is a login or register, so you can register yourself here in Zotero account, because this will definitely help you in creating a sync. Maybe what happens if your computer math functions or something of that sort, then it will be provided in the cloud. That will be there. So I'll just log in with my information. So this is the account which I have, and I can do multiple things. I can create groups and other things. So these things come later on. Whatever I'm talking about, these are the preliminary. These will come later on. Also, if you, I was talking about the preferences. So sync automatically. Yeah, you let it be. You let it sync automatically and sync full text content if the content, if there is a full text content already available, you can let it be. Sync attachments, let all these things be, because these are default attachments. Then you have search option. I just skip this. It's not of much use for us. Again, when I show how it's exported, I'll show this part here. And this is important when we come to citations. Now you see, these are different styles. American Chemical Society, American Medical 11th edition. Depending on what you're using or what style you're using, you can always have these. Okay, it's there by default. But say for example, say if there is somebody from computer science who would want to use IEEE style, or say if you are submitting your article to Nature journal, maybe so this can be the style that you follow. Also, say Elsevier Harvard, I was talking about, Sage Harvard. So maybe I required it and I got it for I think biology and other science projects using Vancouver. So that is also there. So maybe these are some of the things that are there. But if you want to have more, so what you can do is get additional styles. This is what you have to click on. So you get additional styles. You click on this. And then you search the title. There are 10,000 or more, 10,316 styles which are already there. And fields are also marked. Say for example, I want it for psychology, so I just click on this. And it's loading. It will take some time because there are many styles which are there. So it's around about 441 styles for psychology. Okay, if I want for medicine, then these are the styles for medicine. So that way I have lot many styles which are there. Say for example, if I want International Journal of Psychoanalysis style to be there in my Zotero folder, up and running. So I just click on this, okay, and it's there. You see the International Journal of Psychoanalysis is there. So I've got an additional style. So if it's not available already, then I'll be getting it by clicking on Get Additional Styles. Alright. So this part is important, and it will always ask. The Zotero will always ask which style you want to work on your file. So it will give you this option. More or less, this is what you should work on website. Then there's something called word processors, and generally I work on this. So Microsoft Word add-in is currently installed. As I said before, once you click, you need for MS Word. For Word, you can always, WordPress, and MS Word, MS Word. Maybe it's not here, but you will get it. You can just simply write down here Zotero connector on Google. Zotero connector for MS Word, the Microsoft Word. So you get it. Okay, just click on here and you get it. You download it and install it. So once you do it for your Word, you will see this Word file, this new tab, Zotero extension for your MS Word. Okay, and you get it here. This is very important because this is the interface of that, which I'll come back to later. So as you can see, from the Zotero preferences also, you can install Microsoft Word add-in. Okay, so if it's not there, it will be asking you to install. Like say for example, I don't have LibreOffice add-in, so it's asking me to install it from here. I can do it from here, or I can go to the internet and like I was showing it to you. Use classic add citation dialog. There are two styles of dialog catching up in Zotero. One is classic style. The other one is the contemporary, the new one. So if you click on the classic style, it will only show you the classic style. If you keep it this way, then it is going to show you both the styles. So I recommend don't do anything about it. So from here, you can always see if your Microsoft add-in, that means this MS Word thing is available here or not. You can always see it from here. So you go to site, Zotero preferences, go to site, and then besides the styles, there is word processors. If it's not there, it will ask you to install. So you just install Microsoft Word add-ins and you can get it. Okay. I don't want you to go to the advanced thing. These are the things you can maybe later on browse for yourself. Alright. If you want to see some updations, maybe then automatically check for updated translators and style. If you want to do it, you can just update it. It will tell you immediately that it's updated. Okay. So if new updates come in, then it will be updated. Alright. So these are some of the things that I wanted to talk about here. So now you see I was in edit and I talked about preferences. The next thing is view. I think I would prefer having all the things on default mode. So So layout, if you look into it's these are the things that have been tick marked. Font size, I think bigger font size will take it. Note for size is also provided. You can have other things as well if you want to increase the font size. Now for tools, install browser connector add-ons developer. I would just suggest you to skip this if it's not required. Now help is important because see, this will help you in if you have any information, if you want to go to the discussion forums where they discuss issues, so you can put your pointers there. If not, maybe you can just ask your queries or look into some of the discussions which have already been done. So support and documentation, reporting errors and other things are there. You can also check for updates. Alright, so this is this. Now, there are some smaller keys as well here which are used, which I use for my work, and I've never used these more so because it is just for the explanation purposes, and some of them I use occasionally, but more or less it will not be used. Okay, so what I do is now I am going to create a new collection. Just so that it so I click on new collection provided here, or you can go to file and then go to new collection. It will give the same result. So I just click on new collection. It's asking me to give a name, so I'll just write today's date, maybe so 29/6/22 session, maybe this, and this is the collection. So this is a blank collection. So it's like starting from the scratch. So this is what you have to do. The first thing is create a collection for yourself. Okay. Now, one thing is important, that if you have certain information which you want to do it manually, you can always do it manually. Okay. How you can do it manually? Go to your new item, click on this, and then it'll ask you what you want. You want a book section, journal article, or other things. Or if you don't have any other information, you can go to more, and these are the other things. So if you want to do it manually, you can do it. But I suggest first hand is that we first go to the Google Scholar and then get it extracted, and then we start working on this file. Right. Anybody having any question before we move in? I don't think that there's no question. Okay. So fine. So this is the empty slate. We start working on it. So my collection today is called 29/6/22 session, and this is empty today. Now what I'll do is I'll go to my Google Scholar. This is one very good tool for us, and we'll see how Zotero takes up. So we are doing this only after downloading and installing Zotero. Number 2, downloading and installing the connector for Chrome, and number 3, downloading and installing it for our MS Word. Okay, so if all these 3 things are done, then we can go to this step that I'm currently into. So say for example, these are some of the papers, it's recommended articles for me, so I'll just click on one. Okay. So it's taking me to a page, and you must have already seen that, this is how the pages are provided for a journal. So these are the metadata, the title, the author's name, the journal name, ISSN maybe, publication date. Since it is a new paper, therefore you will not see, so it's online first policy, so you will not see volume and other things here. So I'll take it a mess because I won't show you the entire article. So what I'll do is, say for example, we are talking here about our performance assessment. So what I'll do is I'll just go to maybe advanced search and just write, I think it was performance assessment, organizational performance assessment. So I go to advanced search, performance assessment and organization. So what I'm doing is basically I'm searching for some articles. Alright, the whole purpose is that I'm searching for some articles. If I would have known some names of the articles, then I would have just put it here on my Google Scholar box, and it would have worked. So this is say first article, right? It's available on ResearchGate, so PDF is available here. So what I'll do is I right click it, I go to a new tab. So again you see the metadata comes in. The publication is 1st February 1998. The DOI number is available, the author's names are available, and other things are also available. It is published in Health Service Management Journal. Now one thing we have to be focusing upon is that we are not getting a free PDF here, because I think it has access options, so I don't have the access right now. So, but I have also seen that it's available on ResearchGate, so I can click on ResearchGate and go to that particular file. So see, this is available, alright. So I have two options, alright. First is that what I do is I download this file as PDF, okay, and then sync it later on. Or first let me just sync the metadata. So what I do, I go to on the right side, click whichever, okay, and I'll click on. It's asking me where do you want it to be saved. Where do you want it to be saved? So today's session collection is marked here, so I'll just keep it that way, and then I'll set that. Okay. Now I go back to my Zotero folder. Okay, I'm going here and I'm checking what are the information that is available. So I can see it's a journal article. The title has come in already. So all the author's name have come in here. Abstract is also available. And which journal it is, volume, issue, page numbers, and everything, every other detail is available. Okay. Now I was talking about, you can also study PDFs on Zotero. So it is also a tool wherein you can organize your work and you can read as well. So instead of having information in different PDFs and then you are not able to find those information on those all PDFs, which are maybe scattered if you are not very, if you are not doing things in a better way, then it's all scattered. So this also makes our life easy. So that has to be done in the very beginning. So I could find from the ResearchGate that it's this thing is available, this PDF is available. So what I could have done here is I could have again used save to Zotero from ResearchGate. That is also available. So let's see if all the metadata is captured to this. Or I have one more method of doing it. I can just download it. I keep it, I download it. I just put it on my download button. So a download folder. It is there now. It's downloaded. But I would also want to see how it's featured in my Zotero folder once I save it from here. So I'll click on this and I'll save that. Okay. So it was earlier one. I'll be able to see that there are two with the same names, right? So I was able to get it. Now I have to see if the PDF was also downloaded equally well. So here is a ResearchGate link, but the PDF was not downloaded. Okay. So what I do is, since I have downloaded PDF for myself, what I can do is, so I don't want the ResearchGate link. So the first one and the second one is a duplicate link. So I will remove one of them. So you can just right click on this and remove item from the collection and click OK. That's it. So now I have got it from the same publication, this metadata. I also want that there is a PDF associated with this file, right? So I'll click on this, and then what I do, this is the small clip bar here on the top. Okay, this is a clip bar wherein you can add attachment to a given file, right? So what I do is I click on this and I'll say attach stored copy of the file. So maybe it can happen. You can always attach links to URL, like the ResearchGate link was available. You can do that, but it may happen that maybe the author would not want to keep it for a longer period, so the author deletes the file. So even attaching link will not give you the actual folder, and you may not be able to annotate and work on. So the best way is this: to attach stored copy of the file. So I click on this, and as I said that I had kept it in my downloads folder, so I just click on Leggett 1998 and open it. So you see a PDF file is now featuring here. Okay. Now we have all the information available, and also we have this information, the original PDF, which has every detail about the article, the whole article itself. So if I double click on this, if I double click the Zotero folder itself, opens up this page wherein you have all the information. You can study it here itself. Say for example, now I have to mark some things here, so I can even highlight it. So if they have highlighter here, just like PDF that we wrote in, so it's now being highlighted and other things. Okay, so mostly this you can highlight text. You can also have notes here. Select area and I think add notes. So I'll click on this, and I click on this, then I'll be able to say write something here about the work, and maybe later on I would want to use it. So you see this annotation bar is also provided, and these things are inside the Zotero folder. So what I am saying is you can create a whole collection for yourself for one given project, and then you can work on it simultaneously. So it's not just about using it for citation purposes, but it's also about how do you manage your entire publications that you would want to read at a later date, project by project. So these are all collection by collection that you can use it, and you can do it easily. Okay, so one of my articles I have just put it here. I can put in other information also. But what I will do is maybe I'll use the information which I already have, and I'll show you that how it works on Google Docs online as well. So you can work on Google Docs as well while you're working. So just that you have to use your Google folder, Google login, any Google Gmail account, and then you'll be able to work for it that way. So here you can create as many. If you want to have books, if you want to have any other publications like newspapers, theses that have not been published, unpublished theses, and other things, all of them can be provided. Also, what you can do is you can manually include, say, new items one by one, as I have said. So if you want to have a new journal article, so you can click it here, and you can get. So now the best part of Zotero is that, say for example, I know the title says it's like XYZ, and I know the author's name, maybe the last name, first name can be anything, say maybe Emmy or anything, author's name. So you can create author's names manually as well. Alright, you can add authors, you can add abstract, you can add authors, multiple authors, first name and second and last name you have to be very particular about, because that is how the references are built. The last, and you can also provide other details. The second thing is, there's some of the things that are extracted from the internet as it is. It makes a life easy, right? But it can also happen that some of the information is not captured properly on Zotero. It can happen. So what you need to do is that you could edit any of the information which is provided, okay, in order to make your work easy. So it's not like you use them and you can always make changes to it. Also, you can add notes here. You can create notes. You can write something about the article, and then maybe it's done. And you save it. And once you see you see that okay, I've written something about the article, so maybe you can take out some important information from the PDF and create notes here itself. Here itself about the article. Any important note can be written down. And maybe when you're actually writing, these are the things that will help you in writing the article well. So yeah, so this is very important. I feel that these few steps, if you do later on, it really helps you while you are writing your work. Alright. So this was this. Alright. So this is how you provide all the information. Now I'll go directly to showcase that how it is cited. Alright. So maybe one of the articles I've just taken. So one of my articles is this. And if it's not already having Zotero, then it would be a good thing to show to you. So even if you don't have things, yeah, it's not connected to Zotero, I could see. I'll just do a few of the things here quickly so that you understand how it goes by. And say for example Thompson 2006, I have cited it, but it's not through Zotero. It's through manually. I have done it manually, and then maybe I have also provided the reference section manually. Okay, before I just showcase, I'll just show you a little bit how it is done in a easier file. Okay, so I have added, say, Leggett et al. Work here. Alright, a review of organization performance. I'll remove XYZ. Just remove item from collection and delete it. I'll also download some more before I show you how it is done. So maybe I'll again go to this organizational performance assessment. And it's not necessary to have PDF for all. If you just have the abstract ready for you, it's well enough. You have all the information there. So you see, the article says this is the title, these are the authors, this is the year of publication, there is everything, and the abstract and other things are there. Okay, so let's see if Zotero is able to capture the information. If not, then we'll have to do it manually. This is how it is done. So I'll click on done, and then I go back and see. Yeah, so see, I could not find the volume here. Volume numbers are missing some. Okay, so maybe if the information is not already there about the volume, or Zotero was not able to find it. So if you see here, I'm not getting the whole information. The volume number and other things are not provided. So it may be that there is no volume for this work. Then maybe I'll go to one more article. Yeah, multi-dimensional assessment. I click here. Yeah, so again, I think all the information is there. The metadata is there. The article is published in Journal of Business Research. Again, I go to the Zotero connector. Click on this. Saving to which file you must know. And then this bar you have to click on. And what you have to do is done. You have to click on done. And you will see that it comes into your Zotero folder here. So that is it all. As I can see, all the information is provided. Now, while I'm writing and I'm citing these, I need to know either I can use the classical view as I talked about earlier, or I can use the contemporary view of Zotero. Both ways you can do it. If you don't remember which author you are going to cite, then you use classic view. If you remember the author's name, say Bentis, Peterson and Liggett, these are the three authors that I have to cite in my work. So if I know their, these names, that will be all. Just the first author's last name is enough. Or maybe you would want to remember a little bit about the title of the article, multi-dimensional assessment or organization performance or review. So if these things are known, you can easily work on your contemporary Zotero folder. Otherwise, you can always go to the classical view and see what you want to really cite upon. Now we see, I go back to the Zotero folder, and if this is installed, this should be installed Zotero. And now I'll just quickly tell you what are the three things you should understand. So add and edit citation is always used. This on the left hand side, and this is basically an MS Word file which has a Zotero connector here. Alright. So while you're working on this, you will always have to have this open. So this needs to be opened up, and it should be there while you're working. Okay. Otherwise, it will not take the information. So add and edit citation, add note is also there, and add and edit bibliography is also provided. So these three things are important. I would not say add note is as important. So these two are very important. The third is the document reference. Okay. So say for example, I would want to use APA 7th edition for my work. So American Psychological Association 7th edition is the citation style that I would want to use. So I just click on this, and I click on OK. So this is the style which is there. Okay, now start writing. So it has been seen that this, and maybe the author's name. The author says something, and I've just marked it through ellipse, and then I'll have to cite it here. So generally, what we used to do, say for example, I have to cite Ventus et al. Right here. So I know the last name of the author. So what I do is I go to add and edit citation. Alright. So this highlighter, which you can see, the box that you're seeing, this is the contemporary Zotero box which is available to you. Okay. But you can always have the classic view also. So in this box you have to write the name BGN. I think Ventus et al. Was the name. Okay. So it comes in as in when you are putting up the name, it comes already. So just click on this. Okay. And put the enter. So you see, it is the citation is generated on its own. It's done equally. Then I'll show you that it has been seen that okay. So you continue writing, and then maybe next line recently some scholars have pointed out, and maybe this is something which I'm just writing pointed out. So they have pointed out something. And now I'm talking about scholars. So maybe I want to have 2 or more citations in one go, right? So how I'm going to do it on the demo. So again I click on add and edit citation and say I want Ventus, and it's there. And one more maybe I will go for Peterson. Okay, so just give us a small space and then Peterson. So Peterson is this organizational performance assessment. It comes here. Yeah. So if I just enter it, just a second. Yeah. So if I just enter it, so it comes here. If you can see it, both the authors name coming here. If I don't have to, move from here and there, I want to just use the classic view. You can see how it happens. So I can go to add and edit citation. From here itself, I can see. So keep sources sorted on. We use the classic view. Okay. So when I click on the classic view, this comes in. This bar comes in, wherein you can click it from here and make it work. Right. So what I do, I'll say I'll use multiple sources. So I click on multiple sources. So this bar comes in. Okay. So say I wanted to have both the authors, so Peterson and Ventus. Okay, and use this one to put it across. So I'll just click on this arrow here and click here. So this comes in. Okay. And what I do is I click on OK. So it can be done this way as well. Okay, by using classic views. Now, say for example, I'll write Ventus et al. Specified in their work. So now what you see is that I'm using the names, right? So there is no bracket involved here. I still want to have a tag here. Alright, so what I do is again I go to add an edit citation and I go to the classic view, and say for example I'm using Ventus, right? And I've already written his name, their name already in my work. So I have an option of omitting the author here. Click on this and click on OK. And you see, it's just the year which comes in now. So we have already written Ventus et al. Specified in their work. So that way you can start a paragraph with the author's name as well. Okay, wherein you can we have only used the year. One more thing which we generally use is the page numbers, right? So maybe something which is to be provided in quotes. So any information which is there. So for that again, Zotero comes into our help. So you see, I had highlighted some portion here. Maybe this one I want to add it as it is. Say for example on this line. So it's worked upon for Leggett. Leggett has written this. Let's just see if I'll be able to copy it. Yeah. So I just copy the entire information. Oh, it's not working, I guess. So maybe the entire information needs to be provided in quotes. So I'll just write ellipse. Now that entire information is provided in code, whatever I have just shown to you on this folder. This is the information. I'm not able to copy it, but I've put it as it is, the same information, right? So I understand that this is which page. Let me just see the page number. This will help me in putting the page number. So it's page number 5 from where I'm taking the exact information. So what I do is, this information, exact information is provided here. Now to cite it, how would I do it? I go to add and edit, and then I write, I think the author's name was, for example, I don't remember the author's name, so I go to the classic view and Leggett et al. Was the author's name. So I click on this. Now you see there is something called page here. Okay, page. And if you want other things to be provided in text, you can also do that. It's like book, chapter, anything you want to write, here. So you can put it. But currently I just want a page number. So page number which I looked in was 5. So I just put in the information here, page 5. And I click on OK. So you see page 5, exact information is provided. You can do the same thing while you're working on contemporary views as well. So same information, and you have to again go to add and edit citation, and then write it, edit, and then you have to write page 5, just that, and it comes automatically. Click enter, and the same information comes in. Alright, so these are the various ways to which you can always go for citations, right? You can, now the point is, how do we change, or let me just show you how we create a bibliography, right? So in psychology or in management we use references, in others we use text cited, in others we use bibliography. So I'm just using references here. So say for example, I have cited all the authors that I need to cite. I go to references, and what I do is I just click on add and edit. This much only. I have to just click on this. So as and when I click it, you see the entire reference is provided immediately. Okay, now what is the best part of it? The best part of it is that you can change the style now. You don't have to work around this anymore. You have to just change the style. So I go to document reference. So now I want the IEEE style. Okay, so I click on IEEE, and I have to do just that. I have to click here and I have to click OK. And that's it. You see, the IEEE style, wherein you don't use the author's name, is provided here. And here, Beckes et al., since I have manually written it, it remains. So that way, this is how you give references in IEEE style. So it changes automatically. Similarly, I can go into for say any other style. Say for example, Chicago Manual, author date style, and I click on OK. So it changes immediately. Right? You can see immediately the changes are seen here. So I'll just show you different ways through which you can cite your work, as well as you can provide the references, and it can be changed immediately with immediate effect. You can make changes. All right. So this was that. Also, what are the other things which I wanted to tell you? Yeah, other things. So I was talking about you can always go to the connector and have the information. Alright. But there are other ways also. Say for example, I want to cite this work. Alright. Leanness Assessment of Organization Performance Systematic Literature Review. If you have seen worked on Google Scholar, this is a very important piece of information that they provide, that how do you cite it? Okay, how do you cite this article? So what you can do is just click on this site, and this dialog box comes in. Okay, what you can do is either you can copy this information, or there is one more way of doing it. Say for example, with the EndNote, there are different styles. Say if I use EndNote, it will be downloaded. Okay, if I click on EndNote, it will be downloaded. Yeah, so it's asking me import items from Google Scholar into the Darrow, so you can directly do it. You can always allow for this type, but I say say I don't allow it, so it will be directly downloaded. It goes somewhere, it's downloaded to my download folder. Okay, this is one way. I've kept it smaller one. And then what you can do is, say for example, BibTeX. So this is the information which comes when you click BibTeX. So this information you can copy as well. Just copy this information. Alright. In Zotero, again, what you have to do is go to Zotero. So you have to provide this information here, because it needs to be shown first in this folder, then it can be simply shown in the Word file. So what you do, go to File. Since I have copied information, you saw that I copied BibTeX information, so it's already there in my clipboard. Import from clipboard. So you see this information, which is the BibTeX folder file. This I have to copy. I just copy this information, and you see, simply what I have to do is I have to go to File and Import from clipboard. I'll just click on this, and you see a new article comes in: Leanness Assessment of Organization Performance, a Systematic Literature Review, and all the other information comes in automatically. Alright, so this is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is through, if you remember that I had just downloaded it, so I can import this particular reference, particular citation by just clicking on import. Say where you want it to import from. So for Mendeley, you can online also import it online. Easily you can do that. If you want it import from BibTeX, RIS, Zotero, RDF. So I was working on, if you remember, the ref file. So I just click on next. So it's asking me from where you want to take. So this is the one I had saved it. I'll just click open and copy files to storage. Yes, next. And you see it's done. So it comes here. Alright. So it comes from Scholar. It goes to a different folder. If I would have wanted, I could have done it in the same folder as well. Alright. So mostly the way you are putting in information, how you are putting in information is important. Alright, so this is good. Now the next thing is, how do you use it? Say for example, say I have a so this work, I want to have a summary of the entire work. Alright, well now let's not talk about summary. I want to generate the references for a project. Okay, so how can I do the referencing thing? I'll click on, this is my collection, so I'll click here, and then I go to create bibliography from collection. Okay, and I click this. So the entire collection bibliography in whatever style I want. Say for example I want 7 style, and I click OK. It's asking me where do you want it to be submitted. So yeah, so you will see again it comes up here. It's downloading, it's taking a bit. So you see the entire reference has come in one go from the collection. So that can be also done easily. Also say for example I want notes for all of them immediately. So what is note basically? So it gives you a summary of the entire abstract which is available. So again I have to right click on this collection and I have to say generate report from collection. So you see for all the articles that I have listed, it creates a summary for me which I can read all the abstracts and make a final summary for myself later on. So these are some of the information that can be easily extracted here. Alright, how do you work, say, so these are some of the things, and you keep on exploring, you get a lot of other information. You just want information, some of it work and reviews. The other thing which is there is you can use it for your Google Docs. If you want to work in Google Docs folder, you can also have Zotero here. But the only part is that in the Google Docs, yes, you need to have your own Google account, Gmail account, and then it works similarly as we have been working about here. So say for example, this work I have to say for example it's not worked on the Terra, for example, Thompson, and I have to add it. So again, I do the same thing. So you see, added it, and this is what, this is Google Doc. This, anyone can work on this. You can collaborate with different people around the globe, anywhere, and you can work on this simultaneously. So what I do is I'll just show you how it's cited. So added it, the citation is there. Added it, bibliography is there. Document reference is also provided. So all the things are there. Like we were talking about in case of Zotero, but you will always have to have this opened up. This needs to be working fine while you're working, and you have to connect it. Okay. So how do you do that again? Go to Zotero and add in an citation. So it's asking me to first login. So I already logged in. Now it's saying that Zotero is updating your document. Please wait. So it will take a little bit of time before it's updating my document, and then maybe I'll be able to provide the citation. So it can work fairly well on Google Docs as well. Okay. So some of the things, these were some of the things. I think that's that. If anybody has to ask questions, please ask. Please explain how to bring the research paper from Google Scholar to Zotero. Yeah, so it's very simple. I'll just show you once again how to open Zotero World. You can get this. Please show us how to add notes which you have taken while reading it here. Okay, add note I've shown you already. We keep our original work in Zotero, so it's possible that face issue. No. Plagiarism issue, how it doesn't come that way. Original work, you can always put in original work. Okay, if you are so worried about it, what you can do is just show you. What you can do is you can unlink citations anytime from Zotero. So once you have worked, you just unlink your citation, and that's that. It's not going to be problematic that. Alright. So regarding the first question, how do you integrate it with Google Scholar? I'll just show you from a fresh perspective. So you go to Google Scholar, step 1, click this, any article, say maybe which says pertaining to any of the work, say Floric activities. So for example, this, the first one which comes, this has been published in Emerald. I want to put it in my Zotero folder. So how do I do it? I click on this. I open it in a new window. Okay, and I see if all the important metadata is available on this web page, because what Zotero does is that it takes the important information from the web page itself. So I can see that the information is there, but as you can see, this let me see if volume and other information is provided. So volume 22, number 1, the information is there. So what I can do is I can go to the extension folder, click here, say I want to save it in today's session, and click on done. So you see, okay, so I was working on MS Word doc. It's still working on it. I think it will take a while before I'm able to work. Let me just see. It's in progress. It will work, but it's taking some time. I'll show you once I can, but let me go back to my Zotero folder. Yeah, so this is the one article that I just accessed and provided. So you see all the information is coming. Now if I want to add it to my work, I just need to know the author's name. So it's author's name. So like you can see the author's name if it's put in like this. Likha Chhabra, I think Likha Chhabra is the author's second name, but I'll have to then collaborate it with the original work. So what I'll do is I look into the article. Yeah. So Likha Chhabra is the second name, or the and is the okay. I can also collaborate here. Maybe Likha Chhabra. So Likha Chhabra is the last and second name, and maybe is the first. So that way, citing it here, I'll just change the citation style to again maybe 7th. Yeah. So now I have to cite that article. So I can go to the classic view, since maybe I don't remember the name. I can go to the classic view and say Likha Chhabra and Sharma. Okay. add it here. So that way you can bring it from Google Scholar and easily cite it wherever you want. Okay. Similarly, you can do it on Google Docs. Let me try it one more time so it works for me. Yeah, just try it. So again, I'll go to Stero Ads Edition. It's taking time. I don't know why. Yeah, I got it. So Thomson, yeah. So Thomson 2006, and I click here. It takes some time when you're working online. So yeah, Thomson. Now it comes here. So that way you can do it for online docs as well whenever you wish to do it. So again, for this you will have to have the Zotero plugin for doc file. So that you have to install. Yeah, you can do it for Google Books as well. Any of the Google Books you want. Say for example, I don't know if I can find some my library. I don't think I have any. So maybe I find some books, say on research, logic. So it goes in similar way. Say for example, C.R. Kothari, this is there. So I just go to a new tab, open it up. Okay. And I have to see if Zotero provides me with all the information. So I just click here, session, and I just do it done, yeah. And then I go back to Zotero code and see Kothari is there. Publisher name is there, date of publication is there, ISBN is there. I think this is enough for me to cite it. So this is very important that you see that what is that? If you click here, you can also click it doesn't come. You can do it manually. The book is very good. Say for others, if you look into this journal article. So similarly, this is a book. You can have any other thing also. You can do it manually. If you find any other information maybe which you want to populate here, you can populate here and it will come that way. So if you want to cite it again, Kothari here in this work, so we just write again, add an edit citation, Kothari, and it comes, and you click here, and whatever you want to write further, you can write about it. Do you have to do this reference, add and edit bibliography again and again? It's not required. It comes in automatically. Once you have done it once, it comes in automatically. Okay, and you can change styles if you do as you want to write. Right, so I'll stop here. I think I have provided all the requisite information that is required to set up your folder and work that way. And it will definitely help you later on once you're working. Yeah, if you have any questions,